It's game time.
We've got another night of exciting basketball coming to you live from the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena. It's been a great day in Pensacola. Hello, I'm Noah Frary. Joined this evening by former Eagle Ian Johnson. Ian, we're doubling up this week, tripling up on Saturday. Ian, a great game the other day against Crowley's Ridge. The Eagles gave themselves a chance to win, but unable to pull it off, and it was really the three-point shooting that let them down in that game.
Yeah, the three-point shooting definitely was a key in that game, and I believe it's going to be a key in this game because this team is much bigger. So we're definitely going to need the three ball to be on tonight.
Ian, it was a tough game earlier this season for this Eagles team against Edward Waters, the Tigers, and there's some things that they need to improve on. Edward Waters missing their best player tonight. If you're the Eagles, how can you get better each possession, a moniker that head coach Mark Getch is using right now?
Well, you definitely want to limit the turnovers. You know, the last game, the ball movement was really phenomenal. So you want to continue to do that in this game as well. And you want to play some tight defense. And we just need that aggressiveness from guys like A.J. Ward again. And I feel like we'll be okay.
We're looking forward to a great game. We're going to take a moment now to meet your Eagles. And we'll be back in just a few moments to talk a little bit more about what to expect in this game. And then up next, starting lineups, national anthem, and prayer. And we're live back inside the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena as the countdown to tip-off continues. 5:12 left on the clock as you see the Eagles make their way back onto the court. Ian, we mentioned the other night against Crowley's Ridge, that game extremely tight. The Eagles led by as many as 9. They led by 7 at half, just not able to hang on and secure that victory.
Yeah, that's always a problem. You know, you want to hold on to the lead, but down the stretch, like you said, we couldn't find guys like A.J. Ward just went quiet for the half, and we can't have that tonight.
You mentioned A.J. Ward, another guy that we just saw on the screen a moment ago. Will Higdon, he had a good game, had 11 points, but it could have been even more for the big junior inside. I joked with him at lunch today. It seems like once he got to that block, he was able to use that big caboose to just clear space and was able to get to the basket with ease. If you're the Eagles, you've got to be looking inside at Will Higdon tonight.
Yeah, he definitely had a good game last game. I would definitely like the Eagles to exploit that option as well tonight. And maybe it'll open the three-point shot for us, because last game the three-point was just not one. And maybe he can get going, then the defense will sag down, and our three-point shot will perform much better.
Ian, you're killing the transitions tonight. You're making my job easy. We talked about three-pointers right there. I have a note down here. Eagles went frigid from downtown. They're shooting just over the last couple of games, just 22% behind the arc. I talked to head coach Mark Getch before, and he just said they need to take better shots, but maybe some tired legs from a lot of practice coming right back from Christmas.
Yeah, the Christmas break, coming back from Christmas is always a tough one, because you have 3 days. You have 8 o'clock, then you have like 12, and then you have 5 at night as well. So there's definitely probably some fatigue in the legs as well.
And for Edward Waters, the Eagles' opponents in this one haven't made their way back out onto the court yet, but missing their best player today, Maurice Johnson. He was a player that scored 23 points against the Eagles on the road earlier this season. So good for the Eagles to miss that, but if you're Edward Waters, it's tough to lose your leading scorer in a game against a talented Eagles team.
Yeah, and when that happens, you know, the Eagles are going to have to step up still, because the other game they were missing about 3 players, and maybe you get relaxed and maybe you think it's going to be a much easier game since the best player on the next team is not there. But you don't want to get relaxed. You want to keep going and push and just play your true potential, even as if the best player was on the team.
A W is a W. That's how I like to look at it. You mentioned Crowley's Ridge. They were playing shorthanded. Edward Waters, I'm counting down. There's about 4 guys that are missing this one. But ultimately, they still have a lot of talent on this squad, a team that's 4-2 for Frederick Summers. A very talented Edward Waters squad, Ian.
Yeah, they look talented. They look like they're really springy, you know, can put the ball down. I'm excited to see if they can really shoot the ball well. I'm not sure what the percentages are tonight, but if we can tighten down on defense, they really have a size advantage of us tonight. So maybe the defense is going to be a really, really big key tonight.
Maurice Johnson out tonight's game, inserting into the starting lineup number 15, Justin Thompson. He's averaging a hair under 8 points a game, so not losing a lot right there. This Edward Waters college team, very deep, very talented, and it should be a great game here inside the nest. We're going to throw it back up top now, and we're looking forward to the start of this one. We'll be back right in time for tip-off, prayer, and national anthem. Looking forward to a good game, Ian.
game is between the PCC Eagles and Edward Waters College. The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the four core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. At this time, please stand for prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for the gift of health. We pray for the safety of the players, and may everything be done to bring you glory. In Christ Jesus' name, amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Sports medicine coverage is provided by the Andrews Institute of Matters Healthcare, the official sports medicine provider of Pensacola Christian College. Starting tonight for Edward Waters College, number 0, John Terrell Whitaker. Number 2, Chandler Pointano. Number 3, Robert Thomas III. Number 10, Knowledge Garvey. Number 15, Justin Thompson. Edward Waters College is led by Coach Fred Summers. And now, your Pensacola Christian College Eagles! Starting tonight for the Eagles, a senior from Lagos, Nigeria, number 0, Jerry Shogalu. A junior from Charlotte, Florida, number 2, Christian Porter. A sophomore from Pace, Florida, number 5, Austin Lewis. Sophomore from Pensacola, Florida, number 34, AJ Ward. A junior from Detroit, Texas, number 43, Will Hinton. The Eagles are led by Coach Mark Getch with assistant coach Marlon Gardner. Officiating tonight's game are Lindsey Britton, Brian Rozier, and Ron Pelletier.
Think it feels like just yesterday or just the other day since we had basketball here in the Nest. You're absolutely correct. Looking forward to a good one tonight. The Eagles falling to Crowley's Ridge the other day. This time the Eagles facing off against Edward Waters College. Both teams at center court. It's going to be Higdon and Whitaker to jump it. Officials check on the scorers table over here. We're good to go. He looks good to go. Tip about to come. Wigdon versus Whitaker. Whitaker winning the tip-off there, and here come the Tigers.
Coach starting with a 2-3 early on, unusual, but I think it'll be effective tonight with the size difference.
Ball fed inside, kicked around. Some good size out of this Edward Waters team. Here's the shot by Thompson. Short, but rebound by Whitaker. And Higdon snatching down a rebound. Has it stolen. Some sloppy basketball here on the first possession.
That's going to be the key tonight, the rebound battle. They can't have all those rebounds on the offensive end like that. We got to put a stop to that.
Edward Waters a bit light on the rebounding category. They just out-rebound opponents by 7. There's Higdon backing him down. He got his guy deep in that block. That was something we talked about the other night.
He definitely got the position. He just couldn't finish on that last play.
Thomas III with the basketball. Edward Waters finds another opening. It's Thompson, his second three on the way, and this one misses as well. Ball out of bounds on the baseline. So far, that 2-3 zone really working for the Eagles, Ian.
Yeah, it's really working, but one way it's not working is the long rebounds. You have to box out and get those rebounds, but on the defensive end, yes, it is working.
Starting lineup for the Eagles in this one. You've got Porter at point guard. You've got Shotamu Lewis, and the two big men inside, Ward and Higdon. We'll get to Edward Waters in a moment as the Eagles work it around the top. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Ward drives inside the kick out. Here's Lewis from the corner, and he knocks it down.
Very good shot. It's a very good sign you want to see early on as well, because he was really dry from the last game. Almost turned it to a transition 2 points just now.
You saw Coach Getch over here get up real quick. He was frustrated with that transition defense.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Lucky that the miss happened. Here's another three-pointer. This time Ward from the corner knocks it down. Eagles up 6-0, and we're getting a quick timeout here. Ian, a great start already for the Eagles.
Yes, very good start. You definitely want to see them light it up from beyond the three-point arc. That's very good.
6-0, 8:13 to go here in half number one. We've got a timeout on the court. We'll take a quick break. And we're back here inside the nest. Ian, that was one of those quick timeouts that you call. You have your point to make. Head coach Fred Summers made his point, and he'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, definitely. If I was in his position, I would probably put my guys to the side and say, hey, we're taking some bad shots right now. Let's work the ball around and look for some better shots. Good news for the Eagles, though.
Edward Waters basketball as we return. Eagles still in that 2-3 zone Ian mentioned a few moments ago. It's worked so far. We'll see if it continues to work. Nolan Jr. inserted at the last possession. Man, I thought Higdon was big. Nolan Jr. might be a little bit bigger. Here's the drive now. That was Brown. His teardrop misses.
And the 2-3 zone is really effective tonight.
Ward wanted to drive, but Thomas III cut him off. Eagles deep in the shot clock again. Shotamu with the basketball.
Some great on-ball pressure right there.
He finds Lewis. Ward, the long two-pointer. Actually, it's a three.
Yes.
A.J. Ward on fire. Eagles 3 for 3 from behind the arc.
If we can keep that up all night, man, we're in pretty good shape. We just can't give up some easy buckets. As they knock down a three as well. Number 15, Justin Thompson.
He's taken 2 shots from behind the arc already. Finally gets one right there. Thompson, 8 points a game on the season. Lewis drives, kicks. Shotamu left open.
You know, on that play, you probably want to see him make one extra pass on that play to the hot man, A.J. Ward.
Back out to Thompson, and he fires another one in. 9-6 on the scoreboard. These teams, there's been 5 baskets in this one so far, Ian, all from behind the arc.
That's the new era of game right now, the 3-ball.
You're not wrong. Here's Ward driving, and he's going to get fouled. Nolan Jr. got his hands up. Great job there by Ward to get into his body.
I love how he's picking up from where he left off. You know, he's aggressive once again, and that's exactly what we need. We need more guys that are aggressive. They're shooting the ball exceptionally well right now.
I got to admit, I saw him at lunch today. I gave it to him pretty hard. I said, you know, great first half last night, but you disappeared in the second half. He's starting off with a vengeance right now. That free throw gives him 7 in the game already to lead all scorers. 2 3-pointers and a made free throw for A.J. Ward. Ward to 8 points now as we tick under 16:30 to go. Thompson looking to take the lead, but missed that 3-pointer. The follow-up layup there, I believe that was Khalil Brown. Makes it 11-8. The first non-3-pointer and free throw of the contest. Ward now called for the walk. He was looking for Lewis right there, but a bit of a miscommunication from the former high school teammates. 11-8, there's 16-11 to go here in the first half. Eagles jumping out to an early lead behind a barrage of 3-pointers.
Good inside movement. Turnover there caused by A.J. Ward. Good defense.
Eagles come back quickly. Lewis, that's a shot he loves to pick and pop right there, but didn't get enough space. Good on-ball defense with Edward Waters in the man. Here's Porter, the free throw line jumper.
And that's the shot you want him to take. I would probably want him to take that a little bit earlier. He kind of took an extra dribble, but it still went in, so it all works out.
Thompson fed inside. Nolan Jr. gets a little hook there around Ward and able to finish. He's got 2 now.
Good pass by Austin Lewis. Just couldn't finish right there by the big guy.
Igdon just missing the layup. He's missed a couple of opportunities. Now on the other end,
A little
Lewis.
shocked in the fool right there.
Lewis leads this team on steals. He picked up an easy one right there. And now another walk, this time by Porter. And that'll bring almost a full line changes. Eiffel, Buckley, and Ugalde come in. And Dontrell Whitaker, the starter for the Tigers, checks back into the ball game.
On that previous play, you could hear Coach Getch from the sideline screaming at them that they need to go. The big man was still on an offensive end, so they needed to capitalize on the 4 and 5. And they just didn't, and it resulted into a turnover.
We saw that was something the other night against Crowley's Ridge that they took advantage of. Will Higdon a bit behind the play, and they got a couple easy baskets. Eagles with some speed out there, they might try to do the same thing.
Yeah, we need to take advantage of where we can take advantage of. That's good ball movement right there.
Whitaker, a slick pass there, and he finishes for his first points of the game. Eiffel gets a screen from the big man Buckley. Now the pull-up jumper, and he hits. Caleb Eiffel just into the game, picking up his first 2. Eagles continue to lead this one by 3. Thompson got it inside. Lewis with the rejection.
Good rejection, but I would hate to see the ball get back there again. If you don't want to get that ball into the post. They find, what was it, the last maybe 2-3 buckets came from open wide layup.
Yeah, we saw them early on kind of shooting that three-pointer a lot, but they've done a good job of getting the ball inside. Maybe that was one of the points of emphasis in that quick timeout we saw a moment ago.
Yeah, the ball movement has definitely gotten better since that last timeout.
Thomas the third to inbound the basketball. They kick it around. Here's Thompson looking for his third 3, but misses. Battle for the rebound, and Brown comes away with it. Scramble forward. Buckley gets on the floor. He's still got it. And now we get a timeout. Great job there by head coach Mark Getch. He noticed Buckley got control. Calls a quick timeout.
Yeah, very good call. We need all the possessions that we can get.
15-12 Eagles. Timeout on the floor with 14-12 to go. We'll take a break. (15-12) coming out of the timeout. Eagles with the basketball. And we know that head coach Mark Getch loves these 5-minute segments. He loves to see his team do that. Here's Buckley in the center.
Yeah, and that's how you win games. 5 minutes at a time. You see how many you can win each possession.
Acrobatic layup. Foytno got the layup to go, and he's going to head to the free throw line looking to tie this one up. 15-14, and that'll send Chandler Foytno to the free throw line on the season, shooting 50% from the charity stripe. And we'll see Porter come back in a few moments. Foytno, the shot misses. Whitaker just goes right over the top of Ward, lays it back up. This time, Ward wins the battle. Head coach Mark Getch really fighting hard for some foul calls here, hopefully, and that'll pay off a little bit later on. Ward drives, he was cut off. Heads up play there by the freshman Eiffel to throw it off Thomas the 30, and real close to the sideline right there. That's a heady play by the freshman.
Yeah, he made a mistake going towards A.J. Watt, who received the ball from. You know, it's just congesting the area, and you're just – it's an extra defender with the sideline right there. So,
You want to probably go the next way next time.
I don't know who that pass was to, but Ugalde cuts it off in center field. Five seconds on the shot clock. Eiffel with the basketball. Gets a little bit of space and just pulls one up. Shot clock violation on Eiffel. He pulled that ball out a little bit too late, maybe not realizing how little time was left on the shot clock. Eagles with some early turnovers here, Ian, 3 or 4 already, and against a talented Tigers squad, that's not something you want to be doing here early on. Darby feeds it into Whitaker. Buckley kept his hands up. Whitaker just a bit better right there, but Buckley couldn't have done much more on defense.
Yeah, great patience by Whitaker to just wait and get the shot off. You know, in these last few possessions by the Eagles, it seems like the space has just not been there like it was from the start. Good fast break. And
big slam by Thompson. He got open and threw it down in transition. Let's see that one again. Thompson got in there, they passed it off, and he just throws that one down. 8 points now for Justin Thompson, who's into the starting lineup as Maurice Johnson's sitting with an injury. Another turnover for the Eagles. Wardo repays the favor. Ian, early on we saw the Eagles getting some three-point opportunities, but right now it's the length of Edward Waters that's causing some fits.
Yeah, the on-ball pressure has definitely increased since the beginning, first 5 minutes. I think that's making the difference right now. We just can't get good shots right now. We're trying to force too much things. There's just not enough space on the offensive end as well for us. So we're going to have to find a way to slow the ball down and play the game that we know, spread the ball, spread the floor, and get that open shot.
Offensive foul goes on Buckley. Here's a shot. Thompson was looking for 11 early points, but that one off the front iron. Lewis back into the ball game. We saw him get hot early. He's had a three-pointer already. Shotomu, I don't know what he was trying to do right there, Ian, but that one a bit wild underneath.
Yeah, not the best shot selection right there.
And he draws a foul to boot. Third team foul on the Eagles. Only one on Edward Waters College. We saw that was a big difference on Tuesday night in a close game, the amount of free throws that were taken by both teams. Great ball movement now. That shot was by Foytno. Buckley came down with the rebound. 18-15 Edward Waters. They took the lead a few moments ago. The Eagles out of the gate strong, but Edward Waters, the talent showing up for them, and they're right back in this one with the lead. Here's Porter trying to answer, almost got the hometown bounce. But that one out of bounds off the Eagles. It'll be Edward Waters basketball, the two big guys, Nolan Jr. and Higdon, into the ball game. 34-43. Higdon, a bit of a funny moment prior to this game. I've had on my roster sheet all year long on our website. We have him from Detroit. We have on our website, it's from Detroit, Michigan. It's actually Detroit, Texas. I didn't know there was a Detroit, Texas.
I didn't know myself.
He came over to me and said, hey, now that I'm kind of in the starting lineup, do you think we could get this fixed? He says his family was giving it to him a little bit, so we've got that fixed tonight. Will Higdon from Detroit, Texas.
Got it.
When I heard him say it, I could tell he was from Texas, so it made some sense. Here's the drive now. Thompson really pouring it in. He's got 10 points, 20-15 in favor of the Tigers. Ugalde has that one stripped. And now Ugalde, I believe, going to pick up the foul on the other end. First foul on Brian Ugalde.
Ball into the big man. Big man looking for the score. He gets it. little post move right there. You see some pressure here from Edwards College. Shotomu bringing the ball up.
Shotomu comes across midcourt. 2 fouls actually on Ugalde. I had to check that one.
Got a cut on that one.
Shotomu has it blocked from behind. That was Darby. The long-armed wing player brings it forward, and another foul called. I believe this one may be on Arabi. It is indeed his first after just entering the contest. 5 fouls on the Eagles here in the early going. Thomas III inbounds the basketball. Thomas III, the pull-up jumper, misses the follow-up.
You got to get more aggressive on the defensive rebounding end. They're just having too many opportunities on their offensive end. Second chance opportunities. That's too easy. Way too easy. Sleeping on the defensive end again. And I figured coach would call a timeout.
Eagles fall asleep right there as Darby picks up his first points of the game. Full timeout for the Eagles with 9:40 to go. The Eagles trail this one 24-15. We'll take a quick break. Back inside the nest, it's 24-15 in favor of Edward Waters College Eagles with the basketball as we tick under 10 to go here in half number 1. Arabi now left open from distance. That one off the front iron. And Edward Waters quickly into the front court. That was Brown who just kind of rolls that one up there. He got his own rebound but stepped on the baseline. Edward Waters has been doing a great job of getting inside. Eagles haven't had much answer here in the early going, Ian.
Yeah, I think it's mostly in part due to the transition defense. Edward Waters is definitely looking to push the ball more often, it looks like, and we're just having some problems getting back on the defensive end. Maybe you probably want to see them come out of the 2-3 zone, just, see how it works a little bit.
Lewis, this one from way downtown, and he knocks it down.
Definitely a savior shot right there. We needed a 3-point. It's been a while since we scored. Hopefully they can ride the momentum and knock down some more. You can hear the bench getting in on it. That's what we need.
It's quiet in here, Ian. Not many fans with the students away. Here's the pull-up jumper now by Brown, and he gets that one to go. He's got 4 in the contest. Edward Waters answering the 3-pointer there by Lewis with a 2-pointer of their own. They lead by 8. Porter, another jumper just inside the 3-point line. He gets that one to go. Christian Porter with 4. Eagles back within 6. Darby now. Challenged Shotomu at the rim. Got it back.
Good.
Higdon got the block. Another miss. A tip out. Nolan Jr. misses that, but we're going to have a goaltending call on Darby. A lot of opportunities again sequence inside.
Coming in for your Eagles, number 34, A.J. Ward.
That'll bring Ward in as Higdon gets a breather. Eagles keeping it close. Good on them. It was a difficult game over in Jacksonville just a few weeks ago, a game that the Eagles went on to lose by 50-plus points, but so far doing a good job of keeping this one close and playing to their strengths. They've got some good open 3-pointers so far. Here's Porter now. Left open, and Porter knocks it down.
4.
Ian, we mentioned the Eagles were going to need the three-pointer tonight, and so far, if my count's right, I believe 4 or 5 already. It's been on. Here's Thompson looking to answer. That one misses.
Yes, the three-point shot has definitely been on tonight, and that's definitely a factor which keeping us inside the game. We're only down 3. If we can continue to find those shots, it's going to be a good game. We just got to pick it up on the defensive end.
Quick count there, 5 three-pointers made by the Eagles, and that's a big reason why it's a three-point basketball game. Porter's been hot, Lewis has been hot. Ward, again, had a great start to this game, but gone a little bit quiet. The pick and pop right there. Ward misses that one. That was a grown man rebound by Thompson.
Yeah.
He kind of had to reach back for that one and still got it. Here's the jumper now. Brown hits it. Khalil Brown was 6. He averages 10 per game. He's got 6 here in the first half, just 13 minutes in. Eagles continue to work it around. They've had some good success in the last couple of possessions. Shodamu looks the backdoor cut. Here's Porter now. Just inside the arc. Another pull-up. This time gets fouled. Foul goes on Knowledge Darby, his first of the contest, and that'll put Christian Porter at the free throw line. Porter on the season, a 62% free throw shooter. He heads to the free throw line already with 7 points to his name in the contest. Make it 8 after the made free throw.
Coming in for your Eagles. Number 3,
after the made free throw, back within 4.
13, Caleb Ifil.
They led for about the first 7 minutes of this game. Edward Waters went back up by as many as 6. The Eagles slowly clawing their way back into this contest behind 5 three-pointers in the early going. Porter 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and here come the Tigers. So much length out of this Edward Waters college team, but we get a travel. Thomas III whistled for the extra step. We get a shot right there of head coach Fred Summers. He can't be 100% pleased with how his team's playing. I got a chance to talk with a few of his players and him, and they said one of the biggest things they're working on as a team is learning to play together as a team. Here's Eiffel now. Kind of forced that jumper and misses it. Head coach Fred Summers says it's starting to come together, but in a year with players missing constantly, it makes it difficult. Here's Brown inside.
Big rebound just now.
The freshman playing bigger than he looks. Ugaldi, little crossover step there. Eiffel almost got fouled there. Maybe could have made the argument.
You know, in that play just now, you probably want to see Brian probably just try to go all the way to the rim instead of giving up an open shot or an open layup.
The ball movement, perfect for Edward Waters, but Darby missed the wide open 3. Eagles still within 4, looking to get it closer on this possession. Porter, Lewis, Eiffel, Ugaldi, and Ward on the floor for the Eagles. Thomas III sits down as he guards Porter, who's been hot in this one.
That was a good split. That was a very good split. He held his hand so he couldn't go all the way to the rim, but if he didn't, it would have been a nice, easy layup for him.
2 fouls now on Knowledge Darby. The official, it looked like wanted to call a travel there, but
yeah.
He noticed the hand got grabbed and he called the hold. 28-24 Eagles basketball. Baseline inbound play. Porter jab steps, gives it to Eiffel. Eiffel, that one thrown away with authority by Whitaker and saved. Up ahead of the pack, and that's Foytno. He's got 4 after the easy layup. Man, this Edward Waters college team knows how to get up and down the floor, Ian.
Yeah, they can really push the ball. I've noticed that they are looking to push the ball. They have a guy, every time a basket score, a guy's at half court and a guy's on the opposite end of the floor. So they're looking to definitely push the ball.
Ugaldi that time kept it. The spinning layup misses. And yet again, here come the Tigers. Pull-up jumper, though, misses by Brown. 30-24 in favor of the visitors. There's 4:26 to go here in the first half. Ward sets a pick. They gave it to him. He kept it, now blocked from behind. Lewis tried to save it, but it turns into a turnover. The track meet continues as Whitaker pulls the three, his first, and he's got 7, and that'll be a timeout, 32nd timeout by head coach Mark Getch. Eagles trailing this one by 9 with 4:08 to go. Back inside the nest, the Eagles trailing this one by 9. It's 33-24. I want to take this moment to thank you for joining us in this contest. I'm Noah Frary, joined alongside by Ian Johnson this evening. Eagles basketball legend.
Oh, we got to have that rebound right there. He just looked at it for a few. And they're pushing the ball once again.
Whitaker, another three-pointer, this time from this side, and he knocks that one down as well. Dontrell Whitaker, his career high at Edward Waters, 10. That three-pointer ties that one up. He's got 10 points in the contest, and Edward Waters up to a 12-point lead. Matney in the contest. Matney now left open in the corner. That's his shot.
That's very his shot. Catch and shoot. He can do it all game. You just got to get him the shots.
A quick trigger there by Jack Matney.
Good call by the official. A travel. You're looking for the three-point shot, but stepped a little bit too much on that last play.
Eagles trailing this one by 9. They've done a great job here early on, Ian, and it's been the three-point barrage. We'll call it 6 made three-pointers by the Eagles early on tonight. (36-27). Porter got the inbound, and he brings it across the center line.
Oh, he should have took that all the way. He definitely had him. Good tips, good rebounds. Ball should stay, yeah. Man, you would like to see him take it all the way, man. Maybe just not as confident in his dribble ability, which I understand as a big guy.
Eagles, though, going to keep the basketball. Porter inbounding on the baseline. Ward struggling to get over. Tug of the jersey. Ward trying to back his man down. Now finds Matney up top. Matney, he's started to appear a bit more in the offense of late with a couple players leaving. Ward, that was a tough, difficult shot there, and he just missed it. Speed of this Edward Waters College is the give back to Thompson. That three-pointer misses. Thompson, he had an early 10 points. He's gone a bit quiet over the last few moments. Higdon out to set the screen. You'd like to see him get more of a screen there. He rolls to the basket, draws the contact, and Higdon able to finish that one. The Eagles bench asking for the and one right there on the bump.
Yeah, it was a lot of contact on that one.
You see that a lot in college basketball, the NBA. Those bigger guys don't get the calls drawn because when you get hit, there's not as much movement as someone who's a bit smaller. You saw it right there. Three-pointer this time by Foytno as the three-point barrage from both teams continues. He's got 7 in the contest, and Edward Waters, a double-digit lead. They lead by 10. Tough entry pass handled by Higdon. Backs down Whitaker. Will Higdon, a great move there.
He's having himself a good game.
He's got 4. I love that. You're used to seeing him real on that block. This time he transfers blocks, mixes it up, and able to get the layup.
Yeah, he needs to keep going to work. There's no answer for him right now. I think Edward Waters is going to put their big back in because he's having himself a good night right now.
Justin Thompson, a moment ago I mentioned he'd gone cold. He hits a three-pointer right there. Here's Ward on the other end. Great job there not to go up with the left hand, but come under the basket, use it as a way to get rid of the defender. He scores. A.J. Ward now with 10 after the layup. It's a heady play there by the sophomore to use the basket to kind of keep the blocker off of you.
Yeah, great use of the basket by the sophomore. Otherwise, it probably would have been a block.
42-33 as we tick under a minute to go. You couldn't have asked for a much better of a first half from this Eagles basketball team as Thomas III gets it to go for 2. Eagles trailing by 11. They'd love to make it closer. Ward with a head of steam to the basket. A.J. Ward with 12. Eagles within 9.
Good defense right there. You want to get this one?
Jump
the
ball.
height differential.
I like the odds of Khalil Brown right there on the much shorter Christian Porter. Lewis fouls.
Might be a little frustration foul.
Lewis, his first foul, team 6th, and that'll bring Ugaldi back into the contest. Lewis going to exit. In a great first half from both of these teams, very spirited. We saw that game at Jacksonville. It wasn't close, but so far Eagles have done a great job here in the first half, keeping it close, making this game exciting.
Yeah, and definitely could be right in the momentum of the last game as they had a great game. Unfortunately, they couldn't come up with the W, but having a good game, like you said. The three-point ball is really dropping. I hope we can continue going to the three-ball and inside to Will Higdon in the second half as well.
Screen coming. Thomas the third. The pull-up jumper misses.
We got 2 seconds. I don't think
to
they realize.
Porter let that one go. It was after the shot clock had already expired. 44-35 at the end of the first half. Ian, good first half by the Eagles.
Yes, very good half by the Eagles. Like I said, the three-point shot's falling for us. I'm a little bit nervous about the second half. You know, we're not pretty much the best team at second half, so I'm hoping we can get some girth and get some energy and continue the three-point shot barrage, as you will call it. And I'd like to see AJ continue to be aggressive. As you mentioned in the last game, he was very aggressive in the first half, had a lot of points in the first half, but just went quiet in the second half. So I'm looking forward to seeing if your pep talk would work with him and he can step it up a little bit in the second half.
My friend John Clay texted me. He's going to be back next week for this Eagles basketball team, a big return for the Eagles, but he texted me at halftime last week. He said, best half of the season for this Eagles team. I think this one may have challenged that, but the problem against Crowley's Ridge, they disappeared in the second half. Eagles, Ian, if you're them, coming out of the locker room, how do you make sure you transition the momentum that you have, the strong play that you've had in the first half to the second half?
You just got to be focused. It comes down to your mental focusedness. You can't just come out and look at the scoreboard. I mean, it's not a bad score differential right now, and you just got to continue to be aggressive. You can't come out lackadaisical like you did in the last game. You got to keep pushing the ball.
44-35 after one half of play here in the Arlen R. Horton Sports Center Arena. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you stick around. We've got a good second half coming up.
Otter Products, the culture is amazing. It's something that when you wake up in the morning, you actually look forward to coming into work. My role here as senior graphic designer has been multifaceted. I've done everything from ad campaigns through web, trade show, all kinds of stuff like that. But then recently my role has switched into trending colors for our cases themselves. So if you purchase a case and it has blue silicone with a green PC cover, that's kind of my role and responsibility right now, is to understand what are the trending colors and how do they apply to our different markets. It's definitely more complicated than you would think. Projects for us are really exciting because we're always getting new things coming in. We're partnering with people like NFL, people like Realtree. That's really exciting to actually be working one-on-one with these people. So it's never a dull moment at Otter Products. It's always hopping. The quality of the academics at PCC, to me, is amazing. I love the idea of how can I make this as best as I can? And the teachers really push that. Really, the drive at PCC was understand the basics. Understand the fundamentals of what we're doing. understand these very simple things, and you're kind of going, this is so simple and boring. I want to do something fun. But as you mature, you realize, wow, this is the most valuable thing I could possibly have in my toolbox as an artist. If you're looking to say, I want to understand my craft, I want to understand the field that I'm going into, it's an incredible environment and an incredible place to work and to grow as a student. I think any high schooler that's considering PCC, you're going to get some incredible foundation that will be a huge help to you in the future.
You only have one life. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to influence your world for Christ? This is a place where you can be empowered to fulfill God's calling and pursue your passion.
Working as a physical therapist, it is a ministry all its own to just build a relationship with the people. I mean, that's my ultimate goal, is I want to help people get better.
I want to go to law school, get into a cybersecurity program. That way I can incorporate both programming and law, protecting companies from cybercrime.
I love being around people, and I love learning about people. I knew that with nursing, it wasn't just about helping people physically, like it was helping them spiritually too. That's what's important in life.
As I began to pray more, God, I have a huge decision to make. Where am I going to go to school? I only have one life. What do you want me to do with it? And He began to show me that what I enjoy doing can be used for His honor and for His glory. God led me to Pensacola Christian College to pursue my passion for finance through a biblical perspective.
I had told my pastor before coming here, I was like, I don't really like school, but I know I need to go for nursing. So I'm gonna go and I'll have to study really hard, and I just didn't really look forward to it. But now, like on my third year, learning is so much fun. And I didn't feel like that freshman year.
I'll look back and I'll be like, man, I remember I used to struggle with that. And then maybe a freshman looks at what I'm doing and they're like, what are you even looking at? I'm like, this is easy stuff.
Incrementally, we're ready to do more, we're ready to face more, and to say, this may not be the easiest thing I've ever done, but it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
Last summer, I did an internship in Germany in a genetics lab, and I was able to use the techniques and tools I had learned in the labs here over there, and it made so much more sense because I already knew what I was doing and why I was doing it.
I think teaching is communicating facts, but I think the bottom line for me with teaching is connecting the material so the students not only know it, but appreciate it and also know how to use it.
My teaching isn't about me, it's about where God is taking each individual student down the road.
We have great faculty and they honestly inspire me. Seeing all of these faculty members who have doctorates, you can definitely see what they've learned reflected through what they teach.
They'll constantly tell you, if you need something, come talk to me. I've had teachers other places, and they'll say that, but if you go up to them, they don't really want to give you the time or try to respond. And here, it's just totally different. You can just have a really good teacher-student relationship.
The faculty are saying it's going to take hard work and dedication to be the best at whatever you're doing for God's glory. That philosophy will always work.
Sometimes they'll ask us, what verse do you think would apply to this? How a verse would relate to a situation.
Biblical worldview is seeing all of my life through what God has shown us in Scripture.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose PCC in the first place, is to have faculty that love God to help me further my spiritual walk with Christ.
If my goal is to be in the will of God, it helps so much to know that my teacher has that same goal.
Everything that I see here is Christ-centered. Their main purpose is, we want you to see more of Jesus Christ. That is what I see in PCC.
Why is PCC here? It's to change lives and make them more like Christ. I hope that I can just have a little part of molding and shaping them like the Lord Jesus Christ.
They want students to come out of PCC and to make an influence and an impact on the world. I think their goal really is to change the world, and they do it one student at a time.
As president of PCC, I want you to know that we're committed to providing an excellent liberal arts education that's built upon the foundation and truths of God's Word. We won't compromise on biblical principles, and our purpose is to equip you for whatever it is God's called you to do. Make the most of this opportunity in life, and choose the college that best prepares you for that calling. PCC has so much to offer. We're located just minutes from the beautiful sugar white sands and emerald waters of Pensacola Beach. We're known for providing the best education value among accredited Christian colleges. And we have great facilities and activities that'll provide memorable experience to your college life. So as you think to the future and think about choosing a college, don't just choose a college because of its location, near home or by the beach. Don't just choose a Christian college because it's affordable like PCC is. And don't just choose a college because your friends go there and it looks like a fun place to attend. Choose a Christian college because God's called you there. Because that place will empower you to influence the world for Christ in whatever God's called you to do.
Want to get a head start in college? With Pensacola Christian College's online dual enrollment program, you can do just that. Open to juniors and seniors in Christian schools, dual enrollment students can take up to 6 online courses per year, all counting towards PCC college credit requirements. With 3 different options throughout the school year and summer, and over a dozen courses, choose to lighten your college load and, depending on your major, finish college early. You will be able to fit courses around your schedule, a perfect way to complete many of your general college education courses before you graduate high school and step foot on campus. To learn more about getting a head start on your education today, visit pcci.edu/dual enrollment.
we're back here inside the nest as we let the waning moments of halftime tick away. Ian, a good first half from the Eagles. They came out, they played hard against the talented Edward Waters squad, and they've given themselves a fighting chance as we enter half number 2.
Yeah, they're definitely playing team basketball. I'm looking here at the scores sheet. The only person in double digits right now is A.J. Ward, and then everybody else has either 2 or 3 or 8 or 6, so it's definitely playing team basketball. So just got to keep continuing to spread the ball, spread the floor and move the ball, and I think we'll be okay.
And you're getting great at these transitions, but you mentioned A.J. Ward. He had 12 points. We see him on the screen right there. A big first half by Ward, but ultimately we saw him do this the other night. Ian,
Yeah.
you, at halftime the other night, you had said he was getting 15. You doubled down on that, and he ended with 11. If you're A.J. Ward, how do you get going here in the second half?
You just got to stay focused. You know, don't dwell on last game. You know, I didn't perform well in the second half, so it's going to affect this second half going forward. You know, it's a clean slate now. It's a new 20 minutes. So just go out there. I spoke with him at halftime, and I'm like, hey, I need a good second half.
Well,
And
maybe
he
if
said,
both of us are
Yeah.
saying the same message, maybe it'll get through to him, and we'll see a big second half here by A.J. Ward. His career high, 15 points for the Eagles in jeopardy. If he can have a good second half, he's got 12 to lead leads the Eagles second in the ball game behind Justin Thompson. We mentioned Edward Waters. One of the things you saw them do, they got up the floor very quickly. They took a lot of great shots. They made some three-pointers. A good basketball team is Edward Waters.
Yeah, they're definitely in shape, and they're definitely showing that tonight. So we're just going to definitely have to just stop the transition and get to the rim more often. Good pass into the post. You want to see Will go to work. He had it poked away.
Stolen there by Edward Waters. Higdon was in deep. Back the other way. Here's Foytno. Stolen by Lewis. We mentioned he averages just under 2 steals a game. He's got a couple already in this one. He had one in the first half. There's his second.
Yeah, you want to put it in. He has the position. I guess he goes away from it. He wants it. He definitely wants it. Good drive, good pass. Getting deep into the shot clock right now.
Fed into Higdon now. Tipped out. Great job by Shotamu. Here's Ward getting aggressive. Got his own. Back up with it, and we're going to have a shot clock violation. I think before that he may have stepped out of bounds. No points through the first minute here of the second half. 44-35, the score that it was at halftime. Eagles, a hard-fought first half. Here's Thompson now. That one missed by a mile.
Good sign for us.
He was hot in the first half. He had 3 3-pointers. That one off the side of the backboard. Eagles had 6 3-pointers of their own. Ward staying aggressive and feeling it. That one in and out. They move it around. Here's Whitaker. He finds a 3-pointer, his third of the game. He's got a career high, 13 points. Dontrell Whitaker into the starting lineup, averages just under 5 a game. He's got 15. 13, check that. Lewis drives to the basket. He created some good space there, just not able to finish.
Yeah, I just couldn't finish. It was a very good play. Alley-oop. Good miss.
Knowledge Darby had some bad intentions on that one.
And he caught it with 2 hands as well, so he's trying to throw that thing down.
Just not able to hook up there with Robert Thomas III. We saw one big slam in the first half. I believe that was actually Darby as well. He was looking for another one right there. He was out throwing some windmills during warm-ups earlier. (47-35) on the scoreboard. Eagles trailed by 9 at the half. They now find themselves trailing by 12. Ward tried to force that pass.
Yeah, there's no space right now. Everyone's just clustered, and we have to space the floor a little bit more if we're ever going to get an effective dribble drive.
Porter forced to throw it to Shotamu. Battle for it in the backcourt, I think. Shot clock violation on the Eagles. Edward Waters creating a lot of pressure out here. Head coach Fred Summers, I'm sure he dialed up some of the full court pressure there in the halftime speech. Told his team that they needed to be better here in the second half, and they've come out strong. Thomas the third, Foytino, Darby, Whitaker, and Thompson, the starting 5 back on the floor. Here's Foytino from the corner. Three-pointer misses. Blocked from behind by Higdon. And Ward came away with the rebound. Eagles trying to get ahead of the pack.
Good pass.
Great pass there. Great vision by Austin Lewis. I wasn't sure if he was looking for Shotomu or Higdon. It found the hands of Higdon, and Higdon able to put it up and again get to the free throw line. That foul on number 0, Dontrell Whitaker, his first of the contest. The first team foul the second half. He'll put Higdon at the free throw line. He's got 4 points in the game. He averages under 30% from the free throw line. He could use one right here.
There you go.
Nothing but net right there. He made it look easy. 5 points now for Higdon. He had a career high 11 against Crowley's Ridge. All of those coming from inside the paint. 47-36 as Higdon takes his second free throw, hits them both.
2 for 2. I guess he must have heard you.
47-37, Eagles back within 10. Back into that 2-3 zone, Ian, that we saw in the first half. Nolan Jr., he was passing that one to you.
I wasn't sure he was going to quite get it, but he proved himself to be quite fast. Good bump by the big fella, using his body.
Big man inside. Nolan Jr. finishing that layup. And he's got 6. Porter, he loves that little jumper. He gets right around that screen, Ian, and he loves the pull-up.
Yeah, that's his shot. I always tell him to take that shot. Sometimes he gives it up, but that's not a shot you want to see him give up. He can definitely knock that down.
Porter into double figures with 10. He's scored double figures now in 6 of his last 7 games. He had a great performance the other night, 15 points against Crowley's Ridge, trying to follow that one up with another good one. Lewis, he was thinking Steph Curry range on that one.
Did he call a travel on the first one or the second one? I'm not
Probably
sure.
both. 49-39.
Man, I would have liked to see him
Lewis
take
thought
that
about
shot.
pulling up from that gray line.
And he can knock it down too.
I think back to a play that you've probably seen if you're a basketball fan, a LaMelo Ball kind of planting on that center logo and just pulling up. Lewis, not quite that far back, but he thought about it. Here's Whitaker now from the left elbow, knocks it down. Dontrell Whitaker with 15.
You got to look for Will right now. There you go.
Big on big. Higdon won that battle. Good moves there. Higdon really showing me something here tonight. Great D there by Porter with the block.
We can't let him. We got to push the ball right now. Good try. Good rebound by Will.
Back out. Porter for 3. Knocks
That
it
is
down. Christian Porter
Big
got
three.
it back. A great offensive rebound. We'll see it again right there. Ugaldi did all the work. Porter got open, and he knocks it down for the Eagles. They're within 9 with 15:01 to go as we get a full timeout from head coach Mark Getch. We'll take a break. 51-42. Ian, it's the 7 3-pointers for this Eagles team that's keeping them in this ball game. They find themselves trailing by 9, which was what the deficit was at halftime.
Yeah, definitely good three-point shooting tonight. Just got to keep lighting it up from beyond the arc. I'd like to see Coach run some more plays to get the three-point shooters open.
They'll call it a win on that 5-minute segment. The Eagles even with Edward Waters in that 5-minute segment right there. They trailed by 9 at half. It's 51-42. Here's Eiffel. He had to dance to get the officials' attention as he checks in. Lewis coming out. Shotomu, Porter, Ugalde, Eiffel, and Higdon on the court. They're trying to enter it into Nolan Jr. They switch it over to Whitaker.
Good trap.
Double team comes. And Nolan Jr. got inside. Ian, he's in danger of kind of getting maybe one of those hooks called on him.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm surprised the refs missed that call. That's the second time I've seen him done it tonight, too.
Ugalde, a pass first point guard, passing one to Porter right there. He's got some of the best defensive chops on this Eagles basketball team. Battle for the basketball, won by Whitaker at the top. Whitaker the other way in a hurry, and he draws the foul. We'll see who it was on. I'm thinking Shotomu. And it was. That'll be the second foul on James Shotomu. 53-42. One team foul apiece here in the second half. Whitaker at the free throw line on the season. A cool 80% from the free throw line. It worked with Higdon. It didn't work with Whitaker right there. He misses the first. Whitaker, he shoots 80% from the line, misses them both. Buckley set to check in for his first action of the second half.
Gotta get rid of it. Nice pass.
Jailbreak right there.
Oh, I just couldn't finish.
Porter got inside but misses it. Here's Nolan Jr. running the floor, finishing the layup. The big guy's got 10. Little cherry picking going on right there, Ian. He was definitely ahead of the pack. Some good wheels, though, from the big guy.
Yeah, he definitely turned up the speed on that one. Oh, you got to look at that one.
Ugalde, you'd love to see him go at the basket right there.
I don't think he realized he was so wide open. Good pass. So, and one. We'd like to see the ref call that call right there. There's a little bit of bump.
Eiffel to Higdon for the easy layup, and Will Higdon following up an 11-point performance on Tuesday night with 8 right now. 55-44. A battle of the bigs inside. Nolan Jr. a bit better this time. He's got 12, one off his career high. 57-44. Eagles trying to get back into this one. Edward Waters trying to stretch their advantage. Good screen by Higdon in the roll.
It's a kick ball. The refs just totally missed it just now.
And it turns into a slam on the other end. It's Thomas III giving it up to Whitaker, and he threw that one down. Whitaker threw it down. Eagles basketball.
For your Eagles, number 5, Austin Lewis.
It all started from what was potentially a kick ball over here. That led to the breakaway down here, and Whitaker threw that one down with authority. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. It's Edward Waters. Coach timeout, 30 seconds. Ian, we're going to go ahead and stay right here. It's been a good basketball game so far from both teams. The Eagles, I think, though, after losing that game by 56 over in Jacksonville, they came out on a mission, and so far a very respectable performance from them.
Yeah, they're definitely playing well tonight. Like we said, all game, the three-point shot is falling from them. The only bad thing, well, negative thing that I have to say is that the ball movement is just not there anymore, and they're just clustering themselves in the paint a little bit. So if they can just space the floor and get the ball into Will a little bit more often and let him get going, maybe it'll open up some more threes for us.
I can't say enough about the play of Will Higdon. He's a junior, first time on the team. I was talking to the coaching staff. They said he just didn't try out in the past couple of years, but man, he's a big man inside, and I think as the season's gone on, he's gotten in a little bit better shape. He's growing in confidence. Will Higdon proving to be a force inside that maybe we haven't seen inside since a teammate you played with, Dakota Pratt.
Yeah, he definitely resembles Dakota Pratt a little bit. You know, didn't get the chance to play his first year, but when he came in the sophomore year, he just went off. And so maybe next year, Hickton will do some more as Ugandi tries to go for the layup and draws a foul.
That'll be the third foul on Knowledge Darby as he fouls Ugaldi. Good job there by, though, Ugaldi to drive, looking to get to the basket, able to draw the foul.
One of those rare occasions, you know, he likes to, as you mentioned, he's a pass-first point guard, but he actually tried to score that one time. Shoots the first, and it's good.
Ugaldi hitting the first free throw, his first point of the game. He shoots 31% from the line, gets the first one to go. Correction right there. That foul was on Dontrell Whitaker, not Knowledge Darby. 59-45, Ugaldi at the free throw line. The Eagles trailed by 9 at the half. It's ballooned a bit to 14. Ugaldi misses that one. Battle for the rebound won by Whitaker.
It's good recovery.
Whitaker inside, blocked by Buckley. That 6'8" wingspan paying off for Clayton Buckley inside on the block on Whitaker, excuse me. Ward cut to the basket, now post up. He goes to work, has it taken away.
You know, on those kind of plays, you kind of probably want to see the Eagles do a better job at when they're dribbling, try to get somewhere and not just take a dribble and pick the ball up and look the pass. On the last few plays, they're just dribbling kind of like a senseless dribble, so you probably want to see them dribble in the sense to attack.
Eagles did a good job in transition there, getting back. Buckley got his hands on that basketball again. He now guards the much shorter inbounder. Pull-up jumper there by Thompson. He's got it, and that ties his career high. He's got 15 in the contest to lead all scorers. Give and go. Eiffel getting strong with it, but missed it. Thomas the third drives, kicks, but Thompson misses the three-pointer in transition. 62-45 as we get close to 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Ugaldi driving, spinning, off the backboard. Brian Ugaldi gets it to go, and he's going to head to the free throw line. We mentioned a few moments ago we wanted to see him drive and try to finish. He does it right there. He spun off of his defender, got it to go. A great job by Brian Ugaldi.
Yeah, it was a very good reaction from Brian when the defender stopped him from going one way. He just did a little Houdini move and went the next way, kissed it off the glass, and got 2 points.
3 points now for Ugaldi. He made one of 2 free throws a moment ago. Looking to complete the old-fashioned three-point play right here at the charity stripe. And he misses it. Thompson came down with a rebound. Thomas the third dishes it out to Foytno, and he hits one from distance. Foytno into double figures with 10. Edward Waters in this second half, he has really just had an answer for everything the Eagles have hit. Here's Eiffel now driving and getting fouled. Love what the Eagles are doing right now. They're trying to get to the basket, and they're causing some foul trouble for the visitors.
Yeah, if they can knock down their free throws, maybe we can climb our way back into this deficit.
First foul of the game on Khalil Brown. That'll put Eiffel at the free throw line. On the season, just a 20% free throw shooter. Makes that one. You have to keep in mind, we haven't played a ton of games this year. You know, 20%, just 1 of 5 from the free throw line. So Eiffel knocking one down there. Small sample sizes in this abbreviated year. Here's Eiffel, hits them both right there. Playing better than his numbers. Eiffel up to 4 now. Eagles within 16, fed inside Whitaker. Whitaker, he's got 17, he's got 19. Dontrell Whitaker spinning and finishing over the 6'8" Buckley.
It was good defense, though. Just couldn't do nothing with the hook.
Screen coming. Eiffel splits it. Eiffel driving. throws it up. He had a chance to get it. It is in the act of shooting. Caleb Eiffel making things happen, going to head to the free throw line.
He's very talented at splitting the defense. When the trap comes, that's the third time he's done it tonight. Got himself to the rim. We'd probably like to see him finish it, though.
I said a little while ago that we had 3 fouls on Knowledge Darby. I was wrong. Now we do. That foul on Darby, that puts Eiffel at the free throw line. He made his last 2, misses that one. Coach Fred Summers inserting Nolan Jr. Here's an interesting fact against head coach Fred Summers over there. Ian, he played Division I basketball at Arkansas Little Rock. Guess who his backcourt partner was? He's a bald guy. He's won the NBA title. Real short guy, played with the Lakers. Derek Fisher.
Oh, wow.
That was his backcourt partner in college.
Interesting.
I asked him, I said, you still keep in touch? He says every once in a while. Eiffel made that second free throw. He says it's been a couple years since they've reached out. Obviously, Derek Fisher ending his NBA career just a few years ago. I'm sure he's been a bit busy. Porter trying to force his man to his left. Here comes the screen from Whitaker, fed inside. Nolan Jr. going to work on Ward and the big man. All 2s in this contest. He's got 14, and that's a career high for Nolan Jr. at Edward Waters. Here's Ward to the basket. A.J. Ward to 14, his first basket of the second half. Coach Mark Getch yelling at Ward, trying to force them to throw it over him to Nolan Jr. Double team. Nolan Jr. playing bully ball, and he gets one to go. Just a bigger man inside. The Tigers spreading this one out. And Coach Mark Getz going to send in Higdon. He needs an answer. Shodamu puts it on the floor, drives at the basket, and he's fouled. This one going to be on Whitaker. It'll be his third. He got around the big man right there and went straight to the basket, did Shodamu.
Yeah, on that play, you probably want to see some Eagles cut on the play as well. You know, he got past him, as you mentioned, so the defender had to help. And so that leaves someone else open, but nobody cut. Everybody just standing still.
Ian, that's something you made a living on in your career, those backdoor cuts, the little pass-off right there in the finish.
You got to get every bucket you can get.
Shodamu missing the first free throw right there. On the season, just a 41% free throw shooting team. This Eagles team, as a team, shoots just under 60%. 71-52. Under 9 to go here in the second half. Shodamu at the free throw line. Hits the second. James Shodamu, his first point of the game. Him and Ugaldi more known as those pass first point guards. And here's Thompson on the other end. Another three-pointer for the junior. He's got 18. We mentioned Maurice Johnson, the leading scorer for this team, out in this one. Here's Ward, a sky hook right there over his defender, but missed it. Johnson out. That's 19 3-points a game that had to be made up, and right now it's been guys like Dontrell Whitaker and Justin Thompson picking up the slack for the Tigers. Coach Mark Getch over here directing traffic. This is when you'd love to see Higdon flash. They give it to Ward. He shoots the corner three, and he knocks it down. A.J. Ward, that's a career high after knocking down the three. He's got 17 for the Eagles. Offensive rebound on the miss right there. Shot clock problem right there. They're going to run the clock down a couple of seconds. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 7:25 to go here in half number 2. It was a 9-point game. Eagles playing a strong first half. It's 74-56 now, as Edward Waters has slowly put their foot on the gas here late. Lewis guarding the speedy Thomas III. This is a tough matchup for the sophomore. Thomas III gets the better of him, got around and got the pull-up jumper from the free throw line. He's got 4 in the contest. Edward Waters, their biggest lead of the game. They find themselves leading by 20 now. Foul on Nolan Jr. away from the basket. It'll be his second, but that's the 7th foul on Edward Waters. That'll put Higdon at the free throw line.
Something that's interesting right now, if you look at the foul count, is 7-1, which is unlikely.
And that's called making up for the first half. It was
Yeah,
6-3 in the first half, so overall we're pretty even now. Higdon made the first free throw, makes them both. He's got 10. He had a career high the other night and just his second career start. He's looking for another one right here in start number 3. The 6'8" junior from Detroit, Texas. So go ahead and say it again. Trying to get it in my head. Thomas III driving on Porter to give it. Thompson now corner 3. That one misses. Ward got it, and Eagles with numbers going forward. Good defense there by Foytno. Foytno this year getting some looks in the starting lineup after coming off the bench for most of last season. Lewis now corner 3-pointer. That one just hit the top of the basket. Now hustle for the basketball. Porter.
Oh.
Heady play, and he thought he threw it off Thompson. He can't believe it.
Ref said he was already out.
Good hustle play there. He must have had his foot. We see it again right there. Porter chasing for it. I don't know, Ian. That was awful close.
Yeah, it was real close, but he has a better.
He's got a better vantage point over there. 76-58, 6:10 to go here in the second half. Eagles in the bonus the rest of the way. They trailed by 9 at half. They find themselves trailing by 18 here. Still in that 2-3 with a little bit of man at the top there. Darby now got some space inside. He gets the teardrop. He's got 4, and Edward Waters back over 20. Shodamu got it to go on the dish by Porter. Ian, late in this game, and there's a steal on this end. Lewis thought about it, finds Ward, who drives to the hoop. Kick out, the extra pass.
Nice pass.
Inside, the big man Higdon missed it, got it back, got it again. Will Higdon now with 12.
Well,
Ian, you're really seeing head coach Mark Getch do a lot of traffic directing over here, and the Eagles are finding some good opportunities in set plays.
Yeah, they seem to be more motivated now. You know, you wish they would have been more motivated about 15 minutes ago when it was just starting the half.
Shot there, missed this time. Nolan Jr. got the first offensive rebound, got another, and he finishes it. A career high 18 now for the junior center from Roxford, Illinois. A late call right there, but the right call nonetheless.
That's a big body.
And that'll put Porter at the free throw line. A very delayed call right there, Ian.
Porter might have done a good job selling the call as well, though.
80-62, that'll put Porter at the free throw line. He's got 13. He finished with 15 the other night, 2 of 9 from behind the three-point arc. He's got 13, just 1, 2, make that 2 made three-pointers tonight for Porter. He's at the free throw line, looking to match that 15-point stat line from the other night. Ugaldi in for Lewis. It's 80-62 here in the Nest. 4:46 to go here in half number 2. Porter missing the first as the rebound goes to Khalil Brown. Brown third on this team with 5.2 rebounds a game this season. Brown, one of those players who had a big game on that Thursday night game in Jacksonville. He had 18 and 6 versus this Eagles team. Kick out now. Good closeout by Porter. Spinning shot missed by Brown, and Porter came away with a rebound. Eagles trailing by 18, looking to cut into their deficit. Shodamu, they challenge him. And he misses the three-pointer. It's not a shot that's really in his game, Ian, but when left that open, you have to take it.
Yeah, you gotta see if it'll fall on that.
Make sure you stick around for the conclusion of this one. After the game concludes, we'll take a short break, and me and Ian will be back to break down what you just saw. That looked like some good defense there by Ward, but he gets tagged with his first personal foul of the contest. They reset the shot clock to 20 seconds, and we're going to get a timeout. Head coach Fred Summers calling the full timeout, 80-62, 3:47 to go here in the second half. The Eagles trying to continue to cut into this deficit, but it's getting late early here in the Nest. We'll take a break. Come back in the Nest, you'll find the Eagles trailing this one 80-62 here late. There's 3:47 to go. They trailed by 9 at the half, -9 in the first half, -9 in the second half, and that's how we get to the 18-point deficit, Ian. But so far, a much better performance than we saw over in Jacksonville earlier this season, a game they lost by 56. The Eagles playing well tonight, and if you're head coach Mark Getch, it's all about getting better each possession, something he's been preaching to these guys, and you've seen them play very well against a very talented squad.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Despite what the scoreboard looks like, there was still room for improvement, and we did improve a lot. As you mentioned, it was a 50-plus game at their place, and right now we're only down about 18. So not a win, but it could be individual wins inside their books. They cleaned up on some of the things that they might have messed up there.
You might get on our website and you look at the Eagles and how they've played this year. They're going to fall to 0-12 after this game, Ian, but 12 consecutive NAI opponents. There's never been a season like that. These are all scholarship teams that the Eagles are playing, but really on Saturday you're playing a team in Welch College, a team you've played. Here's Ward. He was looking to get to 20 the first time in double digits. Higdon now called for the foul, his first. But I go back to that Welch College game, the game you're going to do with me on Saturday, a first conference game, first NCCA game of the season, kind of a more competitive game, hopefully, and the Eagles really hoping to score their first victory on Saturday.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the first half of the season is always tough, and it is designed to help the Eagles do well inside the conference. So I believe, although we're losing a lot of these games right now, a true idea of how we will be in the conference will be determined on Saturday, and how we compete against a team in our conference. I believe it's going to be a real close game, possibly.
Ugaldi now with the basketball. Ward drives. They were trying to get it inside to Buckley. Missed shot there. Here comes Edward Waters. They lead by 20, looking to stretch it. And here's Whitaker. He's up to 21 points in the contest. His old career high was 10. He leads all scorers in this one. A great game there by Dontrell Whitaker. That foul on Clayton Buckley, his second. The first one was an offensive foul, this time of the defensive variety. That'll put Whitaker at the free throw line. Whitaker gets the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 22 in the contest. He only averages 5 points a game on the season, playing extremely well in this one, filling the void left by the missing senior Maurice Johnson, who's been a 3-time Gulf Coast Athletic Conference Player of the Week 3 times in a row. Here's Higdon inside now. He's up to 14. Will Higdon have yourself a night? (85-64) as we tick under 2 to go. Ugaldi stepping up on Thomas III. Eagles continue to be in that 2-3 zone that they've been fairly successful with tonight, Ian.
Yeah, the 2-3 zone has been very successful, but going down the stretch, Edward Waters has just been able to get whatever shot they want when they want it and at whatever position that they wanted. So maybe it's just lack of endurance on the Eagles' part.
Ward, here's Lewis from the corner. That one looks good, and it is. Austin Lewis knocking down his third three-pointer of the game. Eagles back within 20. Let's see that one again. They got the pass over there to the corner. Ward dished it off to his high school teammate Lewis, and he knocks one down. 87-67, 1:11 to go. Full timeout here in Pensacola. (87-67). Porter nearly got the steal, and now we're going to get a turnover. Over and back called. Eagles turning up the intensity late. Good on them. Porter going to inbound it from the sideline, and we'll get a substitution. Foytno in for Darby. Darby exits with 6. You probably won't see him again. He averages 11.5 on the season. Eagles holding him under his season average in this one. Certainly had to be one of those players on the scouting report for head coach Mark Getch. They did a good job. Fed inside. Higdon now. He's got 16. What a great job tonight by Will Higdon. I can't say enough about how much you're seeing him improve over the last couple of games.
Yeah, he's definitely improved, and he's gotten much more in shape. He can run the floor a little bit better as he could have, well, more than he could have done in the beginning of the season. He's having himself a good night.
Travel called now on Bryson Wooten. He's a freshman from Macon, Georgia. His first action of the game. Wooten, he averaged 14.1 points a game as a senior at Jones County High School, getting his first action of the contest. He's averaged 4 points a game in his 5 games played this season. Eagles find themselves trailing by 18 here. They'd love to get it a little bit closer. Higdon, he's already got 16. He's saying, give me some more. They feed the big man, and he goes to work inside. Will Higdon, have yourself a game. If we were calling players of the game for the Eagles, it'd clearly be Will Higdon with his performance. And that'll do it. A very good performance, Ian, from this Eagles team. They lose this one 87-71. What's some closing thoughts here?
Closing thoughts, I would definitely like to see the Eagles just work on their defense much better. You know, coming down the stretch, they just allowed Edward Waters to just get whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. And that kind of thing comes with pride. You know, you got to take pride in your defensive end. The offense is going to come either way.
87-71 the scoreline. We're going to take a break now to look at a couple highlights from this game. We'll be back in a moment to talk about what you just saw. Ian, a great performance from the Eagles in this game tonight. A little bit of technical difficulty here as we conclude this one, Ian, but a great performance from the Eagles nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a very great performance, especially in the first half. You know, you kind of like to see them finish out strong, but overall, I was very pleased, especially how you told me that the previous game between them was a 50-point differential. It was only about 20 this game, so very good game from the Eagles.
Eagles do a good job in this one. It was guys like Will Higdon. It was guys like A.J. Ward who stayed aggressive, but let's talk about the play of Will Higdon tonight. We saw him with a career-high 11 the other night against Crowley's. He follows it up with an 18-point performance in this one. I'm looking at Anthony Horton, who's sitting right here. He misses this game. Will Higdon did a good job of kind of filling in for Horton, who's out, and also picking up his own points tonight.
Yeah, Will Higdon, man, like you said, if we had a player of the game, it would definitely be Will Higdon. He did his thing inside the post. He got where he wanted to get. Even when they kind of denied him, he still found a way to score. And definitely picking up the slack for missing Tony. Hopefully Tony can be back on Saturday, and that'll be a good addition to the Eagles.
Ian, the theme for this Eagles team in the last couple of practices is get better each possession. And tonight you saw them do that against a talented team. They slowly got better, and ultimately I think there's some good takeaways tonight as now we get ready for that first conference game against Welch that I was talking about a few moments ago.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that they can take away from this game. How to handle on-ball pressure, because Edwards Wallace was really pressuring the guys from the three-point line, and we were still able to hit the three-point, but I feel like we could have had more three-pointers. Going against a team like Wells College, I don't think the ball pressure is going to be as tough, so I believe that we can knock down some more threes.
Eagles lose this one by 18, but it's been a great time here in the Nest. Ian, as I said the other night, always a privilege doing these games with you, and for those of you watching, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great night, and we'll see you back out here on Saturday.
It's game time.